I've been so stressed out lately.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to Book of Rhymes, the show where we talk to some of your favorite artists about some of your favorite songs. I'm your host, Donwill, and today we got 1/3 of Griselda. Buffalo's in the building. My man Conway.
Yeah, what up? What
The
up?
Machine. What's good, boy?
With you, King? I'm good, man. How you
Thank
feeling?
you so much for making it through.
Nah, thanks for having me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well,
So first off, first order of business, I saw on Instagram, Gun got his passport. Y'all boys about to invade other countries and shit. Y'all doing it?
yeah, it's time to take the show on the road.
Yeah,
It's
man.
time to bless some of these other countries with the this wave, the stuff we've been doing and creating.
Yeah, and the awareness is already here. I know y'all did some albums on that label Dope, or it was like DAUP out there. So they're already aware and familiar. So like I would only imagine like it's just yours for the taking right now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I would hope so. You know what I'm saying? I hope. I mean, I get a lot of love. We get a lot of love from cats overseas that's tuned into the hip hop.
Yeah.
The hip hop scene is real heavy overseas. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
absolutely.
like the UK and all that, and France and Italy and Japan and South Africa. I get a lot of different fans from like all over, so they definitely tapped in heavily. So it's just time to, go
Yeah.
take that over there so they can see it with their own eyes and get next to it.
You know what's wild is like the drill scenes popping up throughout the world, like globally.
Mm-hmm.
And it's almost like mirroring what's going on in the States. You know what I'm saying? Like you got drill popping off in the US and you got like a bunch of other stuff popping off. But you know what I'm saying? Like I feel like the music that Griselda makes is counter. It sits in the same pocket in terms of like just like the grimy, gritty shit, but it's counter to that. The same way it is over here, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And plus y'all got the murals and shit popping out over there.
Yeah, it's crazy, man.
Niggas
Like,
fuck with the wave.
it's crazy to me sometimes, like, to see the way that, my art is inspiring other art from,
Yeah.
just not just a music standpoint, but like all other, like people forget like graffiti is an element of hip hop, you know what I'm saying? And DJing and break dancing and all that. Like it's not just rap. So it's just dope to see like, cause usually, niggas get murals when they get smoked.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And they pass away unfortunately or untimely. Then they get it inspire the murals and the tattoos and all that shit. So, like for us to be getting it now just based off just our art is amazing to me. That's some of the illest shit though that I experienced in my couple years in the game.
Yeah, man, you getting them flowers early, B. And like they're well deserved because I mean, we were talking about this earlier, me and Los. Like me, Los and Watts. Like just the impact factor of like 10 years ago, an album, not even 10, like 20 years ago, an album dropped these big singles you had, like the ones that really like shaped the culture and like were moving in the streets. You had radio, you had TV, you had magazine, you had so much more time to maximize that moment. Whereas now it's just like things have not that things have become more disposable. The playing field's been leveled to a point where like so much stuff comes out at once that it's easier to move on. But like Griselda has figured out a way to just keep the attention. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of that's largely due to the fact that like it's quality and it's consistent and it comes at a rapid pace. Like y'all niggas work like crazy, man.
Yeah. I think like with that, I just think we, it's just, we're good.
Yeah.
I ain't trying to, not even on no arrogant shit, but like a lot of times and sometimes that like that bother me with a lot of, MCs and niggas that I know like got the potential and like super ill and nigga wanna go and, make some, some bullshit because they wanna, you know what I mean? Niggas want their shit to play in a club or they want their shit to sell or none of that. So, I mean, we only want that for that moment, right? Like, it's like, I just want to feel like, oh, that shit last night I might listen to that shit once or twice and I'm done with that. Like, music with like, substance and meaning and shit that just resonate with you, that you can feel, I just think it lasts longer because the feelings last longer, you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. Like you get a chance to live with things that are quality.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like if it's same with fashion shit, like you go buy like a shirt from the Gap or Uniqlo, and I'm not trashing that shit. I got Uniqlo right now.
Yeah.
After like couple washes, your jeans is faded. You know, whatever. You know, but so y'all are bringing something definitely needed to the game. But in terms of just being good, like you were saying, like y'all niggas is fire. Y'all been doing this for a minute. Like talk about what was even like the impetus to start doing music. Like what was the moment? Not even the moment, but like take me back to Buffalo when you were like really starting out in rap.
Man, like for me, honestly, like I've been on this rap shit like as long as I can remember. Like I'm a rapper. Like I you know, I used to get in trouble for like scratching up my uncle records, you know what I mean, and shit like that, and taking my shoestrings out my Adidas, you know what I'm saying, telling my mom like, nah, I'm run, you know what I'm saying, I'm run DMC, that type of vibe. So, you know, like for me, I always been a part of rap. Me, West Side, you know what I'm saying. We'll be in the basement, you know, at Graham's house, just recording on the karaoke machine or whatever. Like Westside been designing clothes and shit since we was like, I could vividly remember like us being 13 and 14. This nigga designing shirts and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Facts, and people, you know, wearing them and stuff and buying them, and you know, and I'm in battles and I'm in ciphers and all that stuff. So, I mean, it go back to when we was kids, really, for us.
What would you say is like the first project? You were going by Conway the whole time. You never had another name?
Nah, my name was Cannon at first.
Oh shit, Cannon.
First
okay.
it was Loose Cannon. You know what I'm saying? Then I
Word.
just started. Everybody was just calling me Cannon for short, so I just ran with it like the Cannon. And then, I wanted to reinvent myself. You know what I'm saying? So I came with the Conway shit.
Around what year was the reinvention? Like, was that idea swirling around?
This was a little bit before I got shot. This is probably around like 2011, 2010 is when I, you know what I mean? Like I wanted to switch my shit up, and it might have been like 2008, honestly.
Okay.
It might have been a little before that, but I just felt like, I don't know, I guess I always wanted this shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I always wanted it, and I always knew that if I did attain it, that it was gonna be at a certain level. You know what I mean? I was gonna be in rooms with certain type of people, and I was gonna be doing different type of business with my shit. So I wanted a name that was, you know, a little less derogatory, a little more friendly. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like I wanted, you know that white 13-year-old in middle America, you know, I wanted his mom to feel comfortable going to buy a Conway CD rather than a Loose Cannon CD. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like
I feel like I was just thinking.
I feel like Conway can be like a vacuum cleaner brand. It can
You
be.
see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying?
It can be like a plumbing company,
Right.
or it can be you. You know what I'm saying? Like
Right.
where did the actual word Conway, like where did that come from?
Simple. Yeah, I was you know, watching Goodfellas one day.
Word.
And, you know, Robert De Niro got a character on there named Jimmy Conway. And I liked this character a lot and what he was about. And then I did my own little research and homework on the real Jimmy Conway and all that.
Yeah.
And I just felt like, you know, that I was similar to that. You know what I'm saying?
Man, that's the way to go about a reinvention. Like you actually put some research into it and like thought more so about
right.
where you wanted to be as opposed to just being like,
yeah,
my name Fiji now. Fuck that.
Exactly. You know I couldn't, you know, name myself after a rat.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
But like the thought to even reinvent yourself, like so many people in general are tied to just like their former identities or like the things they've done, and they don't think about the lag that could put on like where they're trying to go.
Right.
So like just to even have the insight and forethought to be like, nah, I got to switch it up.
Right.
Like especially as a rapper, because you know what I'm saying, we do things and whatever your career looks like, whatever accolades you've achieved up to that point as Cannon, aka Loose Cannon.
Yeah.
Like you knew that once you made that shift, it was like starting from ground zero all over again.
Right.
But you also knew that you're not starting from zero because you have years of insight and knowledge about the game you're playing. You know
exactly,
what I'm saying?
and that's what it's about, man. You gotta, like, you can't be afraid to to evolve, to change.
Talk 2020. Talk about
to
that
grow.
shit.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and because as canon, as loose cannon, like, I was deemed already, like, for years since I was a teenager, like, as like the best to come out of my region. Like, I've been in hundreds of battles. Cause nobody fuck with me, and it wasn't even about the competitive shit. It just was like, yo, nah, that nigga really, really good. You know what I'm saying? Right? But I don't know. I guess I ain't never satisfied, and I just felt like I was growing as a person. Like, as Cannon, I was just a young, wild nigga. You know what I'm saying? Getting into trouble and in and out of jail, and just doing a bunch of stuff in the streets. And you know what I mean? I wanted to. It's like that Jay-Z line, man. That shit just hit. This shit hit me hard. It hit different when he was like, "No more Big Willie. My game is grown. Prefer you call me William."
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I was just growing up, and as I was growing up and changing and evolving, I didn't want to be, you know what I'm saying, identify like my younger self. You know what I'm saying? Because I ain't a little nigga no more.
Right.
I'm a boss, so I gotta, think like a boss. I gotta read and gotta research. I gotta work like a boss. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And with the transformation and with the reinvention, so to speak, did you make, like, I'm thinking about Sean Price from like how Sean Price went from being Ruckus to being Sean Price, and like his writing style shifted. Like, did you shift your writing style too, or was it just like did you make any sort of like creative like adjustments to what you were doing, or was it just more like mindset shit?
It was more mindset shit, but I did, obviously as you grow and evolve as a person, as a man, you're gonna grow. You're gonna evolve in your craft.
Right.
Right. So my shit shifted because I stopped writing. So that's how it, my shit changed. I was just like, I stopped putting so much thought into it. You know what I'm saying? I just wanted, like, before, I came up in the Source magazine era. You know what I'm saying? In the battle rap era, like, Buffalo is like a fucking crab in a barrel ass city. You know what I'm saying?
It's a big city, but it's a small
city.
Close-knit
You see what I'm saying?
shit,
and like, nobody want, I ain't want to get into the politics, but it's like it's a big hate. Hate factor is real prevalent and profound in Buffalo. So it's like everybody got this chip on their shoulder and this mind state of like, man, everybody is fool. You know what I'm saying? So I, had to show and prove lyrically. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I would always, I was just saying that to say, like, I would always like overthink my shit. That's what I feel personally. I will always try to have like every line gotta be like blow your mind away.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And then that's how I changed. I just stopped and I just got confident that I'm saying some ill shit. Just
like,
don't rush it.
The only difference between this conversation and a verse is that you're just not rhyming the words, because you're just saying shit like as it comes to your heart and mind. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that, you said, like, all of y'all together is like a different conversation, but everybody sounds so comfortable, and you sound so comfortable in what you're saying. You know what I'm saying? And you could tell that comes from, like, when people say they don't write. I know that everybody. I know that it was like this thing where everybody's like, "Nah, I don't write my rhymes. I don't write my rhymes no more." Like, Hov kind of made a lot of people start moving in that way. But I think that as an MC, like, sometimes I don't write shit. I think that as an MC, when you actually are comfortable enough in your thoughts and yourself as a person, you don't really need to write, because it's just an extension of whatever you're talking about. You know what I'm saying?
Right. And you comfortable with the beat. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly.
You want to. Like, for me, it's like, I mean, don't get it twisted. I still write rhymes.
Yeah.
Sometimes but a lot of the times, like, because I'm in the studio and I'm right with Derringer. As he making the beat, I done already thought of what I'm gonna say on it. It's like, I'm ready. Like, by the time you done loading it in the Pro Tools, I'm ready to go. And the mic is already processing it.
Yeah, the mic is right there. Like the putting the pen to paper is a second step that you don't necessarily need, because it's all being transcribed.
And the equipment and the recording shit changed and evolved too, right?
Yep.
Like, you could just press record and then get it.
So what
You know what I'm saying? Like sometimes, cause I don't have a studio in my house or none of that. You know what I mean?
Bruh.
So that's when I do write raps because like I might hear got a beat or working on something and I don't want to forget the shit.
Right.
You know what I mean? So
And then
I write it. There's nothing wrong with writing, man. I write and I don't write. But, you know, I'm comfortable with just, when you speak in your heart and your mind and you've been through shit and you got something to talk about, it should come relatively easy.
Yeah, the other thing about writing is that from like a actual nuts and bolts creative standpoint is that sometimes you write something on paper and the next day you kind of don't remember the cadence you gave it. You know what I'm saying? So it's better to just transcribe it vocally as you go.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Get it done ASAP.
So and I had a question about actually the upcoming album. Man, you got so many joints. I'm fucking up the titles. I don't want to fuck up the titles, but what's the one that's coming up this year?
God Don't Make Mistakes.
God Don't Make Mistakes. So, I watched a couple of interviews in preparing for this one. You know what I'm saying? I did my research. But that one's been done for a minute.
Yeah.
So I was wondering more so about, does that one, like, what was the creative process for that one, and how did you know to set joints aside for it? You know what I'm saying? Like, was it? Are you still editing it? Like, are you still going back and adding songs to it, taking songs off?
I'm still tweaking it. I'm still, you know, adding on as I go because, of course, like with it being done for so long, like it's probably been done since like, I want to say the you know, about a year, like since like last year, like January, like around this time, 2019, it's probably been done. You know what I mean, to my standard that I like, I will be happy with. But of course, like sometimes the records get a little old, or you get tired of hearing them, or whatever, or and you just like I feel like I'm growing every day. You know what I'm saying? I feel like I'm getting smarter, I'm getting sharper, I'm getting better with my pen every day. So I'm always creating. So I just make records that may have to be on the out. Like, nah, this is my first debut album on a major. I gotta put this one on. Take that other one off and use this. You know, I get into that frenzy, but. You know, and then, you know, my mind state with that when I was recording that was like, it was really, you know, when I first got shot and stuff, it was like a tough time, you know what I'm saying? For not only me, but my family, you know, the homies, the whole hood, the whole city of Buffalo, because it was like I said, like it was always thought that I was gonna be the one. You know what I'm saying? It's like LeBron James when he was coming out of Akron, going to St. Mary's or whatever. You know what I'm saying? St. Vincent, whatever he went to, and you know what I mean. Imagine something tragic happened, and you would be like, "Damn, that was you know what I mean? I knew he was gonna be the one to get us out of here."
Yeah, you're the pride of the city. So, like a lot of people are looking at you in a different way.
Right. So it was you know, that kind of feeling. So when I got healthy. And I got good enough to like really I can move my jaw and be able to just get around my face having Bell's palsy and still be ill with it. You know what I mean? It inspired me, and I always had this saying like, man, look what I became. You know what I'm saying? Man. God don't make mistakes. So like those two projects is really all one project, but I just, you know, it's too tight. The appetizer, look what I became, and then the you know, the entree is God don't make mistakes. So it was just basically a reflection of just the happiness of being able to overcome that, and you know, being the humble. That shit humbled me. Yeah. Cause I was real arrogant and shit when I knew. Cause I mean, you know, can't nobody really fuck with you at something. It develops a certain level of arrogance or. You know what I mean? Whatever. Even if you don't even want to call it that, it is. You got your head up high like, yeah, nigga. You know what I'm saying? So that was a real humbling experience to almost lose this shit and not be able to do it. Fuck just not even being able to rap, almost lose my life. Yeah. That shit was it was a humbling moment for me, and I feel like I needed that. And without that, I wouldn't be here right now.
Yeah, like you the reinvention thing, like you reinvented and rebuilt yourself. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like knowing that you did that, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. You turned all your shit around. It's got to be like a super humbling experience. And I would almost say like every day is just like, thank you, you know?
And sometimes I question myself, like, why me? You know, why why the fuck God chose me to be in this position, not just to have everything that I attained, but to be responsible, to be the inspiration for so many people that's
Yeah.
looking up to me. Like niggas don't understand sometimes, man. That's a heavy burden to carry sometimes, and you got to be built for it. So sometimes I was questioning myself, like, why me? But then that's how I came with, like, man, because God don't make mistakes. That's why it's supposed to be you.
Exactly.
You
Like,
know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah.
Not to get too left on
I fuck with
on the
less. You know what I'm saying? Like,
shit.
because the other thing is that it's you because not a lot of people are strong enough to carry that weight. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like the weight is heavy because you can carry it. Like if it was somebody else, it would have broke their back or some shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So,
And I was weak at first too. You know what I'm saying? When I first got out the hospital and shit.
yeah,
Like I didn't even want to leave out of the house, bro. I wouldn't go outside. I didn't want to go nowhere. Like I didn't want to. Man, just a lot of little shit. Like I wouldn't even leave my room. Like
I could only imagine like the level of like not only just physical pain but depression. Like it probably was a lot.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
it really wasn't even after the physical pain was gone. It's just having to your kids and stuff like to be seen like this. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like this is like it's a lot to deal with, man. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot to deal with. It just weigh on your mind constantly. You feel like, you know what I mean? You feel like you're being laughed at and stuff. You know what I'm saying? And,
Yeah.
it's like it definitely damages your confidence and shit. I remember like being in a club and shit. And, like niggas would force me. Once niggas start, you know what I mean, making me come out like, come on, bro, fuck that. You know what I'm saying? And I'll be out, but I would be like in the back in the car, like not want to be seen and stuff. And like, cause I was too embarrassed. I didn't think girls wanted to see. Like I just didn't. It just fucked with my mind, man. Having my kids got to see me like this. My mom, my family. Dealing with like, what I'm saying. Once I start making recording albums and stuff and being out there and being seen, like and seeing like. Because a lot of people don't know the story. So, damn,
Right.
what's wrong with the nigga face, though? You know what I'm saying? They'll see my freestyles or something like, yo, he was spitting, but the nigga face looking crazy. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, I should have a lot to deal with, man. You got to be a ill nigga to still deal with that and just and walk with your head up high. But it's just the confidence of knowing that, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
God put me in this position for a reason.
Because on the flip, you said they gotta see you like that, but on the flip, they get to see you because it could have went a whole other way where they just never saw you again. You know what I'm saying?
For real.
And then you got
in a coffin.
You got the love of your family. You got your bro gun. You know what I'm saying? Out here like, nah, man, come on. Like that makes you stronger as a person. You know what I'm saying? Because you have an actual, tangible, physical family and community bolstering you. You know what I'm saying?
Pushing me and motivating me and making me. Not letting me give up. And the times when I wanted to and just be like, man, fuck all this shit. Niggas like, nah, nigga, you got too much living to do. You know what I'm saying? And you got too much living to do. It ain't over.
So like, but you spent a little bit of, you moved from Buffalo at a certain point, right? Or I don't know if are you still in Buffalo?
Yeah, I'm still in the hood. I'm still
okay,
in the
word,
hood.
word.
I'm still.
I
lived in Atlanta. You know what I'm saying, for a long time. I still got a place out there.
Yeah, I know Sky Zoo is down there too. You know what I'm saying? Atlanta seems to be taking a lot of people, man. People like Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? I remember when I heard Fife moved out there years ago. Too Short was out there. Like it seems like a place where, music industry people in general, like artists and performers, like Atlanta is kind of like a second home in general. When they touch down, they're like, man, I love it here. What was it about Atlanta that, in comparison to Buffalo, that made you feel like home or feel comfortable there? You know what I'm saying? Not as opposed to in addition to Buffalo, because Buffalo is home.
Right.
But Atlanta,
but one thing about the South, man, just anywhere in the South, like you got, the hospitality is definitely heavy. Like that Southern hospitality is a motherfucker. They make you feel at home, and not only that, and just coming from like some of the where we from, like up north, like some of the ghettos and the urban situations and shit, like. You could find you a nice suburb to go down in Atlanta and live peacefully and got to look over your shoulder and, and all that in your garage or behind your trash with no worries. You can drive your foreigns and have your jewelry and ain't got to worry about looking over your shoulder. So
Yeah.
that's where the comfort come from. So Atlanta's a perfect place for street guys to go and they can be low key because it's so big. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, that you get to hide in plain sight out there. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's very comfortable city for shit like that. I want to move on to like some of the lyric stuff. So the first one I wanted is kind of long. The first one I wanted to do was from the album What Would Machine Gun Do? The joint Bang with that's the joint with 50 or is it Eminem?
No, Bang is I think Bang is with Eminem.
Yeah, it's with M.
Yeah.
And all right, so you bodied that shit by the way.
Thank you, man.
But boom, so the verses. The shoddy ring, this shit is not a thing. Chopper make your body lean, my niggas body things. I'm with the Jack Boys, I'm with the Robin team. On my mama, I never rocked a pair of jeans. What kind of jeans?
Robin
jeans. Everything I jot is mean. How you gonna stop machine? My name probably ring like Vegas slot machines. The Mac by my pelvis in my helmet lang. The shells will bang, make everything out of your helmet hang. The mellow game, nigga.
That's an incredible piece of writing right there.
And
Pulitzer Prize winning writing right there. That's yeah.
That shit's amazing. Like and the other, it's one of those songs when you see Eminem in the features, you like these boys. This gonna be a game. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. That was that line, man. That was.
What was your thought process going into like when you were listen? I know you. I know you're confident in your talents. I know you love yourself as a writer. But when you like, I'm on the track with Eminem. Like, how do you shift your mind for that level of?
Well, luckily, I didn't have to experience that part of it because I had already had that song done.
Okay.
And I played my album for M, and then
That's why
we
remixed.
both like, I want you on this one, bruh. And he did. He came with the verse. So that was like a moment for me, because I don't know what would have happened had we been like we got a beat from scratch, and it's like we both writing a verse. I don't know, I probably would have been peeking over at his pad. I don't know how that would have went.
It seems like that could be an intimidating thing, but man, I
didn't even know I was gonna have Eminem on that song when I wrote that verse. I just was trying to kill the beat. You know what I mean? Darren just sent me that beat, and I was just trying to just with rhyme as many of the words as I can. You know what I'm saying? Shells a bang, make everything got your helmet hang.
Nigga, that
you know what I mean? Helmet lane.
Helmet lane, yeah.
You know what I mean? Dang Lily on the elbow game. You know what I mean? That's mellow game and all that shit. So, you know what I mean? I knew Mello would be over there in Portland and all that when I wrote that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? This shit I'm ahead of my time, baby.
Listen, man, Trailblazers, you know what I'm saying? Well, we got an ad-lib too. Got that lab. All right, the next one is from No Women, No Kids. Look what I became. Only smoking the best like Dizza. Catch a bitch going through my pockets, I just might kill her. My young bitch 23, she dressed like SZA. If I need a brick cooked, I know the chef like the RZA. Stacking all this cream, they trying to inspect the method. Young scoring on the ops, he about to set the record. Nigga, I'm about to apply extra pressure. Rappers say they on my level, but have yet to measure. Listen, man.
The surprise level writing skills, man.
That SZA bar, man. I don't know if niggas follow her on Instagram. If y'all listen to this podcast, don't follow SZA on Instagram. She dresses. Yeah.
What's up, babe?
But the next one is from Hawks. And you suckers knowing what's up. You get a shit bag when I'm dumping low with the pump. Who the hardest in the streets, motherfucker? You know it's us. I ain't bring New York back, but I put Buffalo in the front. And I want to talk about this one specifically because I feel like everything y'all doing, from What Would Machine Gun Do to this one, it's almost like a love letter to Buffalo. Like, y'all niggas are really, like...
That's a good way to put it.
Niggas that didn't know Buffalo existed, like as in terms of, like, niggas rapping and making music, like, y'all put a stamp on it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know you've been in interviews, and it's just interviews where talking about how niggas are saying y'all bringing New York back and whoop-de-whoop, and you like, nah, nigga, we bringing Buffalo to the front, which is a beautiful way to put it, because a lot of niggas, we're on the East Coast, in the tri-state, up in the top. It's a whole lot of the country to just lump New York niggas in with New York niggas.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So, yeah, that was actually pretty much my mind state. Like, nigga, Cause I get annoyed with it too. You know what I mean? Not annoyed. I ain't saying that. Cause shit, nigga, this I identify with nigga, New York rap, New York City rap. All my favorite rappers and icons and niggas I idolize is from the boroughs. You know what I'm saying? Outside like street niggas in Buffalo, I idolize, niggas like Rakim's, Jay-Z's, the Nas's, cats like that. You know what I'm saying? So, but it's like I just wanted to make the stamp for Buffalo. That's like the stamp right there. And that's the stamp in the brick. I ain't bring New York back. I put Buffalo in the front. And that's what he really did. Buffalo is more noticed now and more noticeable and more known and more respected and saluted and checked for now. You know what I'm saying? And New York was always here. They never left. It's some amazing artists out of New York that I'm fucking with and checking for and listening to and still doing their thing. So I think that's kind of unfair. That's another conversation, but
right.
I think it's unfair when niggas be like, yeah, New York back. Like, I feel like it ain't left, really. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Just personally. But,
exactly.
That's what I was just trying to just put on for my city. You know what I mean? I'm putting Buffalo in the front. Just for us.
I know you got the project coming up. I wanted to ask you guys put out a lot of stuff over the course of a year. You put out 2-3 albums in a year. Like, are you going to, fall back from the release schedule a little bit just to focus on that one album?
Yeah. I ain't
so no,
really
everybody is food for?
Yeah, we getting that. I'm working with the homie 38 Special. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna put some music out there. Me and Flea, we gonna put some music out there. And then God Don't Make Mistakes. And then I'm gonna probably just fall back after that. You know what I'm saying? And fade to black and just be a myth. Like motherfucking Bo there. And then God Don't Make Mistakes. And then I'm gonna probably just fall back after that. You know what I'm saying? And fade to black and just be a myth. Like motherfucking Bo Jackson or something. You know what I'm saying?
Well, you know what I'm saying? And when you fall back and become a myth, tell the people where they can find you at if they want to come look you up. You know what I'm saying?
I'll be in Asia somewhere smoking reefer like Ricky Williams.
Well, that should be on your Instagram.
Nah, man. All my social media handles is Who Is Conway. Tap in, follow me. So, just tap in. You get all the tour dates, all the new music, all the exclusives, all the merch, everything. All my social media, Who Is Conway.
Yeah, man, and you are checking out Book of Rhymes. I'm your host, Donwill. You can find me here, and you can find us at Book of Rhymes Pod on the internet.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you so much for coming through, man.
Thanks for having me, man.
My homie just finished 10 years of his prison sentence that ain't even half of it. I just whipped up another break before it even dry, so half of it.